I came here because I need to get out of the rat race for a bit.
So, every day we change the offerings to the Buddhas. So I'll explain the offerings to you. So there's 7 bowls by the pictures, by these 3 statues here, by the picture there, and by the books. So I'll explain what the offerings are. So imagine Buddha Sakyamuni. He got enlightened 2,600 years ago and became a Buddha. And Indra and Rama asked him to teach. There were 2 gods. They asked him, you know someone tell you
I'm supposed to take off my hat.
You know.
Are you sure?
Yeah. They asked him to teach with all this knowledge you have. So he started teaching, and he gave 84,000 teachings. It was just beautiful teaching. So let me explain the offerings, and I'll go back to the end of it.
Okay.
I'm jumping ahead. So imagine 2,600 years ago, when you were during Buddhist time, you want to visit a friend's house. You're wearing a toga. People didn't have jeans then. You're wearing a toga, sandals, okay? And you travel along all the roads with dirt. You pass a dirt road, and you get to your friend's house, and you're thirsty. So the first bowl is water for drinking. They give you some water. Second bowl is they wash your feet. Your feet are all dirty. They put flowers out for you. And light some incense, make the room smell nice. And then they light some candles in the fireplace to make the room real nice and comfortable. And then they put some, this is perfume. They give you some perfume, scented water. And then they feed you. That's the 7 bowls. And there's an 8th offering bowl. An offering that doesn't fit in the bowl. It's called music. Okay? So Rebecca does also, this is a Dharma, a Buddha called Dorji Shogin. He's a Dharma protector, and he has special offerings like that she's filling up right now, put out for him. And this is his retinue. So Dharma is a Buddhist word for Buddhist teachings. It's a Sanskrit word for Buddhist teachings, Dharma, D-H-A-R-M-A. So he's a Dharma protector. He protects your teachings that you have. So you get these beautiful teachings about love, compassion, giving, concentration. All beautiful teachings. And sometimes you forget him. He tries it. You pray to him, he protects your teachings. And then his retinue, this one protects patience. This one increases your knowledge. This Buddha here, he controls your temperament, your anger, your patience, make you more patience. And this is a wrathful Buddha. He's on a Garuda. That's on a dragon, he's on a Garuda. And a wrathful Buddha, we don't use wrathful teachings anymore, but wrathful is like when you're with a child and runs across the street and yells, "Get out of the street!" You do it with love, but you do it forcefully. And these here are called tormas. They represent a lot of Buddhist retinue to different deities. Okay.
What are the stones?
Pardon me?
What are the stones?
Oh, the stones are just beautiful local stones. They're quartz, and they just look so pretty. So we put them on just like these soda bottles and soap. There's no real meaning. It's a nice offering to make.
Okay. And so does every Buddha get 7?
Yeah, picture.
And then the 8?
Yeah. No, they just got
just 7.
The 8 is imagination, just music.
Okay.
So this Buddha here is Amateus, the Buddhist of long life. And these books are all Buddhist teachings. The ones on the far left are his teachings. They were written in Sanskrit and then translated to Tibetan and translated back to Sanskrit again to make sure they were correct. So these are all written in Tibetan. These second 2 columns here are explanation of Buddha teachings by various gurus. Okay, various teachers from a long time ago and stuff. So they're very beautiful.
Okay.
This Buddha over here, this is Queen Tara. She is a wisdom Buddha. So if you notice all the Buddhas, their legs are crossed like this. It's called the Vajra position. Even all the fractions, all the legs are crossed like that. Green Tara's right leg is out. That's because when you pray to her, and you say her mantra, Tara tu Tara Tori Soha, she leaps up and helps you. So if Buddha's ready or ready to leap up and help you. That Buddha with the 4 arms is Buddha Avalokiteshvara. He's a Buddha of compassion. And these are stupas. That represents Buddha's mind. So you got Buddha's statues represent Buddha's body. The books up there represent Buddha's speech.
The books up there.
Yeah, and these represent, and the stupas represent Buddha's mind, Buddha's body, speech, and mind. This picture here is our founder of our tradition, Geshe Kelsang Gyatso. He's a Tibetan monk. Geshe Kelsang Gyatso. Geshe is a title for the highest degree in Buddhism you could get in Tibetan Buddhism. It's like a doctorate degree. So he got his Geshe degree in 1959. And when he got his degree, the Chinese came in 1959 and took over Tibet. And a lot of monks had to flee because they were slaughtering a lot of monks. So a lot of monks went to India, a place called Dharamsala. But Geshe Kelsang Gyatso went into the Himalayas, into a hut for 18 years in silent retreat. And every couple of months he'd come down and get supplies. And people would line up and he would heal them. He was a medicine man. He even delivered babies. So in 1977, when he finishes his 18-year retreat, his teacher, Trajan Rinpoche, asked him to go in the West and start teaching in the West. So he went to England to an old Catholic priory that was taken over by a bunch of intelligent hippies. He invited these lamas in. He went to teach them. They asked him to stay. But he went back to his teacher in Dharamsala, India, and he said, these people don't learn like Tibetans. They ask a lot of questions. They're different. Westerners are different. So his teacher says, you're not teaching Tibetans, you're teaching Westerners. So change some of the culture. So he saw some of the books in the bookstore, Modern Buddhism, How to Transform Your Life, and stuff like this. There's all Buddhist teachings. He didn't change any of the Buddhist teachings, but he wrote them so that the Westerners could understand it. And so, since he changed some of the culture, it's not Tibetan Buddhism anymore. So he called our tradition Kadampa. Ka means Buddhist teachings, Dam means 21 special meditations, and Pa is a person who practices Kadam. Okay? So Buddha taught 2,600 years ago. In 1000 AD, Buddhism started to spread throughout India and through Asia and into Tibet. Since 1000 AD, Tibetan Buddhism got mixed with some pagans' teachings. So the king there asked a Buddhist master from India to come up, named Atisha. And Atisha went up and saw how terrible, how mixed up the Buddhist teachings was. And since Buddha taught 84,000 teachings, how do you correct 84,000 teachings? So he took all Buddhist teachings and he put them into 21 beautiful meditations called Lamrim. So 21 meditations called Lamrim. And they're beautiful. They teach you how precious our living life is, about karma, about patience, how to cherish others, basically how to love. They're beautiful teachings. So in 1400, this teacher in the back with the flowers, his name is Jason Kappa. He took Atisha's teachings 400 years later, and he wrote them in much more detail. And so he called it the new Kadampa tradition. And the two Buddhists on his left and right are his students, his spiritual helpers, rather. And this is a statue of our teacher who came from Tibet, who died at 92 years old a couple of years ago, Geshe Kelsang Gyatso. And these are all, so he took all Buddhist teachings and he wrote 23 books, and those are all his books he wrote. Those are the books that you saw in the bookstore. Those are all his books over there. And over here, we have a statue with a Buddha with a sword. That's Manjushri. The sword doesn't hurt you. The sword slices your delusions. When you have negative thoughts, imagine a wisdom Buddha come along with a sword and just slicing your thoughts away. Okay? The blue Buddha is Buddha Shakyamuni, when he taught tantras, he appeared as that Buddha called Vajradhara. And that Buddha over there is Guru Sumati Buddha Haruka. These statues, these gold statues here, there's two sets of them. There's 35 in a set. They call it 35 Confession Buddhas. So we have two sets, so there's 70 statues. So two sets. So in Buddhism we believe that every Buddha at one time was a being just like you, and they purified themselves. Just like everybody has a Buddha seed. You have a Buddha seed. You could become a Buddha. You just have to purify all your negativity. It takes a little work.
Yeah.
So these Buddhas up here, these confession Buddhas, before they were Buddha, they were called Bodhisattvas. And Bodhisattva is a person who's purified so much of his life, but he still hasn't become a Buddha yet. They're called Bodhisattvas. Their life is, they dedicate their life to helping all living beings, okay, to be enlightened. So these Buddhas, when they were practicing their purification as a Buddha, they all each practiced a different aspect of purification. Some practice not killing, purifying killing one's mother, purifying killing one's father, lying, stealing, destroying a village, so many different things, okay, hurting other people in so many ways. So every morning at 8 a.m. we do prostrations to these Buddhas and help purify all our past negativities. Our negative karma that we had for many lifetimes still sometimes have not ripened and are still with us now. So if somebody stole something from you, or you got scammed, or whatever happened to you, it's because in a past life, many lifetimes ago, or a past life, you hurt somebody. And it's in your, what we call your mental continuum. And then it ripens, and also then you get hurt. And actually, you shouldn't be upset about it. You say, oh, fine, I purify that negativity. Okay? So, these plaques up here are called the 5 Buddha families. They all have different teachings. And they're all different colors: green, white, red, blue, and gold. And if you notice that all the layers of the windows, the first layer of the windows are green, second layer of the window are clear, next layer of the windows are red, then blue, and then way up top, that's gold.
I didn't notice that.
Pardon me?
I didn't notice the different colors.
Yeah. Well, because it's sometimes when the sun hits a different way, you'll see the different colors.
Yeah, it's beautiful.
So here we have this here. Lotus is a beautiful flower, but it grows in the muck in the swamp. And it still has a lot of dirt, and that's like us. We want to purify. We want to come on top of the swamp and blossom like a beautiful lotus flower. So you see, all the Buddhas, all their statues are sitting on lotuses. See, they're all sitting on lotuses. Even the plaques up there, they're all sitting on lotuses. What's your name?
Tanya.
Tanya?
Yours?
Bill.
Nice to meet you.
See, Tanya, if you look straight up, way up,
Up.
That's the Dharma wheel. Okay? It represents Buddhist teachings. Yep. So we give teachings here, we don't proselytize. So a lot of people come here and not Buddhists, they just come for meditations. And every afternoon except Wednesday, we give a 2:15 meditation for 15 minutes for free. And Andrew gave it today, he just left.
Yeah.
So we have a class on 11 o'clock on Sundays. So we have 6 centers like this throughout the world. We have 1,300 centers, but 6 are like this.
Okay.
One's here, of course. We're in New York State, England, Spain, Portugal. The one in Sao Paulo, Brazil, this center will fit inside it. It's so big.
Yeah.
And this represents the Pure Land. We'll call a mandala. So sometimes you'll see, if you ever see these Buddhist monks, they'll take these different color sands and they make this beautiful 2-dimensional mandala of sand on the ground. If you took that and you made it into 3-dimension, you get something like this. Each Buddha has a Pure Land. This is Buddha of Haruka, a high tantric Buddha, and this is a symbol of his Pure Land. Another term for heaven is Pure Land is like a heaven. Mm-hmm. You want to go to the Pure Land when you die. So a lot of people just come in here and sit. And sit and meditate.
So you said there's only 6 like this in the world? But you have...
Of our tradition, yes.
Oh.
I mean, in Tibet, there's other traditions that have beautiful temples. Mm-hmm. In Malaysia, in China, Laos, Vietnam, there's beautiful temples. But this is Haruka Pure Land. Here are 6 like this.
Okay.
Yeah, you'll see other traditions have beautiful temples. Especially in Tibet and Laos and Thailand.
So is this like an equivalent of like, how Christianity split? A different sects of Christianity? Is this like a sect?
Yeah, so what happened when Buddha taught 2,600 years ago, he had his disciples. And then they all went out in different areas of different parts of Asia and they taught. So some taught his meditation. Some taught just his teachings, okay? And different things, and they gave themselves different names. Okay, so it's just like so we look at any tradition that has what we call a pure lineage as a true tradition. So our teacher, Geshe-la Samkhya, or had a teacher, Charles Ricochet, who had a teacher, who had a teacher, who had a teacher, goes directly back, without breaking the lineage, right back to Buddha Shakyamuni. Okay. Thich Nhat Hanh, which is a Vietnamese tradition, he has a pure tradition going back to Buddha Shakyamuni. A lot of Zen traditions have teachers that go back to pure tradition. So they're all pure teachings. They just emphasize different things.
Yeah.
Okay. So what we do is we teach, we have classes here, they're World General classes, so people just come in and they don't have to be a Buddha, they just come in and learn how to be patient, how to control their anger, how to learn how to give, how to be more compassionate and loving. So we teach those, and we start with breathing meditation, the teaching, and then the meditation on the teaching. And so we have classes here, we have classes, and we go out to different towns and classes. We teach in Flagstaff, we teach in Williams, we teach in Prescott, we teach in Sedona. And then we have a temple in Phoenix. They have branch classes, a temple in Tucson, a temple in Albuquerque. So all over we have 1,300 different temples. Some are small little rooms, that we rented a house or a space from, and some are as big as this. Okay. It depends on what works in the neighborhood.